you who aren't aware, Arcadia is just like Webster. They're what we call a third-party provider. So Millikan has more than 50 exchange partners that are direct exchange universities that you can go to tuition free. So you would pay your Millikan tuition and no additional tuition costs in order to go to those universities. With Arcadia and Webster, they have a lot of these additional services because you're going to pay a program fee and tuition in order to attend these study abroad programs. So they are a lot more expensive. We do have scholarships to help cut down on the price and help you guys with the cost of that travel. But do be aware, sorry, that third-party providers tend to be a lot more pricey. They do have a lot more hand-holding. So if you feel comfortable navigating another country with yourself or maybe with a close friend or two, then you're going to save it. Sorry, guys. I've been talking too much this week. You're going to save a ton of money by using a direct exchange partner like the Netherlands. We heard from Saxion University today, Rikyo. Those universities that are abroad, they have international offices, but they don't have these large study abroad programs that you'll find through Arcadia or Webster. And so the experience is just different. If you want to be around a bunch of Americans and you want to have a more US experience but abroad, then using Arcadia or Webster is going to be a good choice for you. If you want to do exploration on your own and you want to grow in your independence and you know, feel strongly about navigating cross-culturally, kind of like I said, in an independent way, then using one of our exchange partners is going to be a cheaper and more immersive option for you. Does that make sense? Either way, do you guys have questions about Arcadia or anything that we've talked about in our mini sessions today for the Study Abroad Fair? And if you missed sessions and you have questions, now would be a good time also. Annie?
When you brought up that it's going to be a bit more expensive without those scholarships, do you have an estimate on like how much more expensive that is?
It depends on, it's a good question. It depends on the program, where you go, and how long. But normally you're looking at an additional $7,000 in order to do those programs through third-party providers. Their program fee usually runs right about $5,000 to $7,000 over the regular cost of tuition. What other questions do you guys have? In some of those semester programs, like if you're doing Arcadia or IES abroad and you're doing like a London or a Paris program, those program fees are going to be like $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 because they're some of the most expensive cities in the world to live. Where if you're doing something maybe in Ecuador or Chile, some of those in Mexico, some of those prices are going to be significantly lower because your dollar goes farther there than it would whenever you're in Europe. I will say that the Gilman Foundation Scholarship is a good one for those of you that do want to study abroad for a full semester. Even if you're using these Arcadia, IES, Webster programs, because they are more close-knit and more Americanized, I guess I would say. The Gilman Foundation Scholarship is up to $5,000, and we did have a Millikan student receive that scholarship this year, so it's not unheard of that you would be able to get funding to really help with a lot of that. Arcadia has their own scholarships. Webster has their own scholarships. The Webster Wins Flies program, they pay for your airfare virtually. The CIE, so Millikan has 2 big study abroad scholarships, your LV, and if you're part of the LV cohort, and also international fellowships. If you have a good application, there's a really good chance, I would say more than 75% of the students that submit their scholarship through fellowship applications, as long as their application is complete, they're looking at receiving some sort of funds. It won't cover the cost of your entire study abroad semester, but it will help cut down on a lot of those expenses. Do you guys have any other questions for me right now? If not, please do set up a meeting with me if you do want to talk more about how you can go abroad or how to start planning that journey. Stop by the CIE, which is in UC 122.